Hello, Pride, and welcome. This is week 6 of 20. We are still having our conversation on loving yourself, trusting your instinct, and avoiding dangerous relationships. Don't turn the channel. I'd like you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the next few minutes of boundaries. Don't cross them. First, I want to apologize. I almost didn't record anything this week because I had lost my voice. It is coming back a little bit, so I'm going to try to make it through this conversation. I'm going to talk about boundaries and our response to our intuition, which tells us that someone is crossing our boundaries, but we allow them to encroach, approach, and cross the line. I have to tell you guys this. I went out on a date. Do I even call it a date? I went out with a friend, and the guy crossed so many boundaries that I was so uncomfortable. I said, I'm not going to ever talk to this man again. I told him I did not like the way things had gone. I was not happy with that. And he was like, oh my gosh, that's not me. I was nervous. Let me give it one more chance. I let him have one more chance, but then he became a stalker. I promise you. You want to read you some of the text that he left me? You guys, be careful. Letting people cross those boundaries can turn into something that you do not want to have to deal with. Honor your boundaries. Let us take just a few moments to watch an awesome clip from the show Blackish about boundaries.
Charlie isn't for everybody.
Charlie isn't for anybody. Not only were we verbally accosted, he has no boundaries. He showed us JPEGs of his rectal polyps,
Which were benign. Hey, showing empathy towards Charlie is a part of the struggle.
I'm tired of the struggle.
Look, babe, Charlie may have some idiosyncrasies, but if this is what it takes to get Junior a new black friend, so be it.
Okay, fine.
Trey, look what I found in your closet. OGL1, huh?
Oh,
Please take my shoes off.
And it feel like you ain't never wore these before.
Please take my shoes off.
And guess what?
Please take my shoes off.
Just guess.
And you're not wearing socks?
And we wear the same size.
So just like in this video, we have boundaries for our possessions. We need to have the same boundaries in our relationships for our mind, body, and our soul. Are you afraid that if you do set a boundary that your man will leave? Well, I want you to know that it is possible, but setting healthy boundaries is a necessity. Let's talk about hitting. Many of you are out there in relationships with men who are grabbing you, holding your arm tight, maybe even pushing you or grabbing your face, grabbing your cheeks, or they talk to you. Listen to me. In the beginning, those things may seem very innocent. That when those boundaries of touching and grabbing have been crossed and you allow it to happen, they're going to escalate. When we allow people to cross those boundaries because we have an expectation. Just like in that video clip that we watched, he wanted his son to have a black friend. So he invited somebody over that he knew he couldn't get along with. So same thing with us. When we go into relationships with agendas, it's going to catch up with you. One of the things that causes us to go back to bad relationships is loneliness. So in our next video, what I'm going to talk about is how to combat loneliness. Ladies, we have to take a leadership role in our families and in our relationships. And that means that we have to go through tough times and we have to make tough calls. Leaders take the opportunity to evaluate their situations and act. Tell them this is a boundary. Don't cross it. Above all things.